It is December 21st, 2020, 9 o'clock in the morning. And we are here to consider two applications filed by Dominion Energy Utah. One, the application of Dominion Energy Utah to change the infrastructure rate adjustment in docket number 20-057-21. And two, the application of Dominion Energy Utah to modify the sustainable transportation and energy surcharge in docket number 20-057-23. My name is Yvonne Hogel, and I am the Commission's designated presiding officer in this hearing, or for this hearing. Let's take appearances for the record, please, starting with DEU.
Thank you. This is Jennifer Nelson-Clark. I'm counsel for Dominion Energy. I have with me Damir Sabanovic, who will be speaking on behalf of the company for docket number 19-057-21. And I also have with me Jordan Stevenson, and he will be speaking on behalf of the company for docket 20-057-23.
Thank you. The division, please.
And good morning. This is Justin Jetter with the Utah Attorney General's Office, and I represent the Utah Division of Public Utilities. And the division will present two witnesses, Eric Orton for the docket ending in 21 and Bob Davis for the docket ending in 23.
Okay, and I don't think we have any other parties on the line. Ms. Clark, why don't you call your first witness, please? Let's start with docket number 21.
Thank you. The company calls Damir Sabanovic.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Sabanovic. Do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Sabanovic, can you state your name and business address for the record?
Yes, my name is Damir Sabanovic, and my business address is 333 South State Street, Salt Lake City, Utah.
And did you prepare or cause to be prepared the application in this docket along with accompanying exhibits 1.01 and through 1.06?
Yes, I did.
And do you adopt the contents of those documents as your testimony today?
I do.
The company moves for the admission of the application in this matter along with the accompanying exhibits, DEU Exhibit 1.01 through DEU Exhibit 1.06.
Thank you. Any objections, Mr. Jetter?
No objections. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Mr. Sabanovic, can you please summarize the relief that the company requests in this docket?
Yes. In this docket, the company seeks to adjust the infrastructure tracker replacement rate to include investment related to replacement projects that were in service as of November 25th, 2020. In the last general rate case in docket number 19-05702, the Commission ordered the tracker investment amount to be reset to zero and also required the company to accumulate $80.4 million in investment on or after January 1st, 2019, before requesting an infrastructure tracker filing and rate increase again. As of November 25th, 2020, the company has reached and surpassed that threshold. The majority of this investment occurred in the feeder line 127, which was previously classified as feeder line 22 and 23, and Salt Lake County intermediate high pressure beltline replacement projects. The company is requesting a $5.2 million annual revenue related to this investment. If approved, this would result in an increase of $3.65 per year paid by a typical customer using 80 decatherms. And that concludes my summary.
Mr. Sabanovic is available for cross-examination and commission questions.
Thank you. Mr. Jetter, do you have any questions?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any questions either. Thank you, Mr. Sabanovic.
Thank you.
Do you want to call your next witness? Let's just go for your next witness in docket ending with 23, Ms. Clark.
Of course, thank you. The company calls Jordan Stevenson.
Good morning, Mr. Stevenson.
Good morning.
Do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Stevenson, will you please state your full name and business address for the record?
Jordan Stevenson, 333 South State, Salt Lake City, Utah.
What position do you hold with the company, Mr. Stevenson?
Manager of Regulation.
And Mr. Stevenson, did you prepare or cause to be prepared the application in docket number 20-057-23 and the accompanying exhibits DEU 1.01 through
Yes.
DEU 1.05?
Yes.
And do you adopt the contents of those documents as your testimony today?
Yes.
The company moves to admit the application in docket number 20-057-23 along with the accompanying exhibits DEU 1.01 through DEU 1.05.
Any objections, Mr. Jeter?
And no objections.
Okay, they're admitted, and so are the exhibits that you move to admit in 20-057-21. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Stevenson, can you please summarize the relief the company seeks in the 23 docket?
Yes. In this docket, the company seeks to modify the cost of service allocations used to derive the Sustainable Transportation and Energy Plan surcharge approved by the Commission in docket number 20-057-19. In that docket, the approved surcharge to each customer class had been calculated using the cost of service allocations that were in effect at that time. On November 25th, the company filed a motion to implement Step 2 cost of service rates prescribed by the Commission in docket number 19-057-02, or the company's most recent general rate case. As such, the company now seeks to modify the Sustainable Transportation Energy Plan surcharge to reflect this update to the cost of service allocations. When rounding, this change is too small to reflect an impact to the typical customer's annual bill. These changes are just, reasonable, and in the public interest, and the company requests Commission approval with an effective date of December 31st, 2020. And this concludes my summary.
Mr. Stevenson is available for cross-examination and Commission questions.
Thank you, Mr. Jeter.
No
Okay,
questions.
and I apologize. I don't have any questions either. Thank you, Mr. Stevenson.
Thank you.
The company has nothing
Mr. Jeter?
further on either docket.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jeter, please call your first witness.
Thank you. The division would like to call and have sworn in Eric Orton.
Good morning, Mr. Orton.
Good morning.
Do you swear to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Orton, would you please state your name and occupation for the record?
My name is Eric Orton. That's O-R-T-O-N. I'm a utility technical consultant for the Division of Public Utilities.
Thank you. And in the course of your employment with the division, did you have the opportunity to review the application and exhibits in docket 20-057-21?
Yes,
And did you create and cause to be filed comments from the Division of Public Utilities dated December 7th, 2020?
I did.
And do you have any corrections or edits you'd like to make to those comments?
No, it's accurate as far as I know.
Thank you. I'd like to move to enter into the record of this hearing the action request response comments from the Division of Public Utilities.
No objections.
Any objections?
No.
Okay, thank you. They're admitted.
Thank you. Mr. Orton, have you prepared a brief statement that summarizes the division's position?
I have.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. On page 14 of the Commission's settlement stipulation order, in docket number 19-05702, the Commission authorized Dominion to continue the Infrastructure Rate Adjustment Tracker Program. Section 2.07 of Dominion's Utah Tariff directs the procedures for recovering costs associated with that program. On November 25th, 2020, Dominion filed the application identified as docket number 20-057-21. On December 7th, 2020, the division filed its action request response, recommendation, and comments. In this filing, Dominion provides the amounts and dates of when specific infrastructure investment was completed and placed into service. The proposal represents a total revenue requirement and incremental revenue requirement increase of $5.178 million from the current revenue requirement, which was zeroed out as part of the 2019 general rate case, effective March 1st, 2020. Dominion now proposes to collect in rates the revenue requirement associated with that investment amount. As part of this filing, Dominion included its customary 6 exhibits showing the infrastructure investment over the stated time period, the proposed cost of service allocation, how collecting this amount would be divided among the demand charge and volumetric rates to collect the amount from each customer class, the monthly change to a typical GS customer, and the tariff sheets. In addition to this application, Dominion has also moved to implement the Step 2 increase in rates ordered in docket number 19-05702, as well as the application to modify the step surcharge in docket number 20-05723, which Mr. Davis will address. In conclusion, this application complies with past commission order, and the proposed tariff sheets accurately reflect the commission's ordered rates. The division recommends the commission approve the proposed rates with an effective date of December 31st, 2020, on an interim basis until the division can complete its audit, at which time it will make a final recommendation to the commission. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Those are all the questions I have for Mr. Orton. He's available for cross and commission questions.
Thank you. Ms. Clark, do you have any questions for Mr. Orton?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Orton, I just have a non-substantive question. I didn't hear you say, and maybe I missed it, that you agreed to adopt the division. Did you say that or confirm that?
Would you say that again? You cut out for a minute.
Sure. I was just saying that I did not hear you say that you agreed to adopt the division's comments filed on December 7th as your own testimony. And I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss that. Mr. Jetter may have asked you that. I've missed it. But do you agree to adopt those comments as your own testimony?
Yes, thank you. That was my intent. Those are my comments, and I intend to do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And that's the only question I have, Mr. Jetter. You can call your next witness.
Thank you. The division would like to next call and have sworn Bob Davis.
Good morning, Mr. Davis.
Good morning.
Do you swear to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay, please proceed.
Mr. Davis, would you please state your name and occupation for the record?
Yes, my name's Bob Davis, and I'm a utility technical consultant for the Division of Public Utilities.
Thank you. And in the course of your employment, did you have the opportunity to review the application and exhibits in the 20-057-23 docket?
Yes, I did.
And after reviewing those, did you create and cause to be filed with the commission comments from the Division of Public Utilities dated December 7th, 2020?
Yes.
And do you have any corrections or changes you would like to make to that?
I do not.
And would you adopt the comments from the division that I've identified as part of your testimony today?
Yes.
Have you, actually, before I ask that, I'd like to move to enter into the record of the hearing the action request response identified as comments in the docket.
No
Okay,
objection.
Thank you. They're admitted.
Mr. Davis, have you prepared a brief summary of your testimony?
Yes, I have.
Please go ahead.
Good morning. On August 31st, 2020, the Commission issued its report and order for docket number 19-057-33 approving the settlement stipulation between Dominion Energy Utah and other parties to fund Dominion's Sustainable Transportation Energy Plan, or STEP, and tariff surcharge. On October 30, 2020, the Commission approved the balancing account, carrying charge, and associated tariff changes in docket number 20-057-19. On November 25th, 2020, Dominion concurrently filed with the Commission docket numbers 20-057-23, an application to modify the STEP surcharge, and 20-057-21, application of Dominion Energy Utah to change the infrastructure rate adjustment. Dominion's docket number 20-057-23 proposes to modify its STEP surcharge based on the tracker adjustments Dominion proposes in docket number 20-057-21 to comply with the second step revenue requirement adjustment approved by the Commission in Dominion's general rate case under docket number 19-057-02. The division reviewed these changes and concludes that Dominion's proposed deduction of less than 1 cent to the overall step surcharge is negligible and in compliance with the tracker adjustments proposed in docket number 20-057-21. Based on its review, the division concludes the proposed rates are just and reasonable and in the public interest. The division recommends the Commission approve Dominion's modified step surcharge and tariff sheets. That concludes my summary. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have no further questions for Mr. Davis. He's available for cross-end commission questions.
Thank you. Ms. Clark?
I have
Do you
no
have any
questions. Thanks.
Okay, and I don't have any either. So thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank you.
And unless there's anything else, I think we can adjourn. Does anybody have any questions, comments?
Nothing
Okay,
further.
well, we'll be issuing an order pretty quickly. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Happy holidays, everyone.